every time I've talked to my friends about the abortion situation, the question about rape victims has
Yes.
always come up about how they have the choice to take this life.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't really, I've tried to quote Bible verses before, but they
Yeah.
aren't believers, but I was just wondering what your approach
That doesn't
would be.
work.
Yeah,
And
no.
you're right to search for another solution. First of all, the Christian has to acknowledge this is the most difficult thing we deal with. Okay, can we just say that? And don't say, well, that's easy because that's an innocent human being. But I was confronted with this when I became pro-life. I didn't tell that story this evening, but it's in my book. I talk about it, and it has to do with the visuals. I supported the rape exception. I just thought it was logical, right? I mean, how could you force a woman who became pregnant through no choice of her own to bear a rapist baby? And I didn't realize at that time that that's a child of God. It's not a rapist baby. And that was crass. But it really hit home when this was my girlfriend at the time. Had a very good friend by the name of Laura. She'd grown up with her. And she always knew she was adopted. And as an adult, she found out, she went and researched the circumstances of her adoption, and she found out that her mother had been raped as a teenager and put her up for adoption in Dallas, Texas. And she found out later on. And I remember my girlfriend coming home after Laura had told Kristen, my girlfriend, came home and said this. And I said, wow, man, that's tough. And she goes, yeah. She goes, that's why I don't favor a rape exception to an abortion ban. I said, well, I do. She goes, really? Do you think that my friend Laura should be killed right now? I said, of course not. She goes, oh. She said, what is the difference between the unborn innocent victim of rape that she was back then and what she is now that would have justified killing her at an earlier stage of development? I said, looks like you just won the argument. Because I realize it just compounds the problem. And so I think what we need to do is to understand that we live in a world of trade-offs. We don't live in a world of problems and solutions where we can look at a child conceived in rape and say that's a problem and the solution is abortion. We have to recognize that we are dealing with two potentially bad situations. A woman who has been raped and is pregnant has to carry that child to term and then put it up for adoption. That is a bad situation. All we're saying in the pro-life movement is that actually killing the unborn for a crime that the unborn did not commit is worse. And so if the law will force her to have the child, to put the child up for adoption, she is owed our full support. And if the government won't give it, the church has to be the first to step up. That's my answer.